Hi, this is Sheri Spirek, your Arizona Realtor. Today we're going to discuss our buyer advisory. This document was provided by the Arizona Association of Realtors and the Arizona Department of Real Estate. It was last updated in July of 2020, and it's a great real estate source. It's a great resource for you as a consumer when purchasing your home. So as we go through this document, it's a 13-page document that gives you information on, the documents that you may be using on the purchase depending on your home, the condition of your property and what you should investigate, and also what's important in the surrounding area. Are you in the area of an airport or a military base? Here in the West Valley, we have Luke Air Force Base that most of us are familiar with, but if you aren't from this area, you may not know that, and that's very important. It's also important for you to be made aware of wire fraud when it comes to the purchase. You're going to be sending your money into the title company, and we always want to double check your information for your bank that you've given to the title company, and the same thing when you're on the other end as the seller and you're receiving money back from the title company. We always want to verify those numbers prior to any wires going in or out. The other nice thing about the buyer advisory is if your agent sends this to you in a link, that link will contain additional links in blue, as you can see on here. And this is really nice because this gives you another way to find out more information about your different forms that you're going to be looking at and signing for the purchase of your home. There's also the HOA information that will be sent to you. You have HOA disclosures. In some areas of Arizona, we have community facilities districts, which is when there was bonds put in place to help with the infrastructure, and those bonds became a tax burden on the homeowner for that property. So certain areas have what we call the CFDs, and we want to make sure that you understand that. And there's the title report. So you want to know what's on title. What does the title company have to release from that property prior to transferring ownership to the new person? If the home that you're looking at was built prior to 1978, there's going to be a lead-based paint disclosure that you'll need to fill out, and that tells you whether the current owner knows if there is or was lead-based paint in that home. And again, there's just more and more information here, which is why this document is such a useful tool. As you get to the end of the 13 pages, then that's where we have you sign that we have sent this form to you and that you acknowledge receipt of it. Again, great form, great resource for you to have for any of the questions. As an agent, we aren't allowed to answer, but it does give you the third parties that can answer those other questions. At the end, we will ask you to acknowledge receiving this document. I hope this was helpful. Hi, this is Sheri Spirek, your Arizona Realtor. Let's talk about the Real Estate Agency Disclosure and Election Form. With this form, we use it in two ways. We can use it for a buyer and for a seller. Today we're discussing it with the buyer. And what this form does is the agent's brokerage name and the agent's name go in the top, and then it explains the different ways that the buyer can elect to work with the agent. In this particular situation, we have it marked as the buyer's represented by the broker, realtor, and also that broker/realtor can also show that buyer other homes that are listed by the same brokerage. We do have to disclose that. In the case that a buyer would want to put an offer in without an agent, therefore they are unrepresented, then box 35 would be marked only, and then that would that would acknowledge that the agent realizes that would acknowledge that the buyer realizes that they have no representation and that the agent is representing the seller only. And we have to disclose that so everyone understands where they are in the transaction.